Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 591. August 2025, turn 2.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
Turn 2. So this week, we're kind of kicking off our new format for the podcast, and we may have caused some confusion. When we were talking about this during our last episode, we totally said we were going to an every other week format, and then what we realized is that we were committed to that, but that it would be probably better for everyone if we were more consistent. So we were like, okay, well, let's do the first and the third Wednesday will be our release days of every month. And if there's a fifth Wednesday, guess what?
Bonus episode.
Yeah. So we're going to try to get on that schedule. So we did, I think, kind of said the 27th last time we talked, but we're going to kick it off here. This will release on the 20th. And then from here on out, it's going to be the first and the third Wednesday of every month. And a few bonuses thrown in there just for fun.
Yeah, I think that works out good.
Yeah, it's going to be good times. This is going to work out really good for us. I think we're excited about the new format and kind of the new way that we're doing things. It's been already, I think, a huge mental relief for all of us.
I think so too, yeah. It gets us and focusing on the things that we actually excite us.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of bad English to say. The things that actually excite... Whoa. The things that actually excite us about each episode are what we're going to focus on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some highlights, and we're going to tie my hands down because my hands are all over the place. and then we're going to talk about some new games that are either just out there, right? Games that are on our radar. They could be new release games. They could be games that are announcements. They could be Kickstarters, just anything that has perked our interest.
It's what we're excited about.
Yeah. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about highlights, which we are excited about, and game radar of games that we're excited about.
Yep.
So hopefully we should have anywhere from 3 to 4 games each, depending on if all of us are here, and of games that we're all excited about.
Absolutely. So
let's jump
into it.
We are the hosts of Meeple Nation. I'm Nathan Howard.
And I'm Douglas Stewart. And we think Andy will be here soon.
We think so.
So there may be a moment in the podcast where we pause and take a little break. I mean, you won't hear that, but there will be a moment where suddenly an Andy will appear. Is what we're hoping.
And I'm back to the opinion that you and Andy are the same person.
We're not, but I can see why you would say that.
Yeah. So we are the world's most Okayest podcast, and we have the world's most Okayest website. Go to that website, check it out. There is links to all of our episodes, links to our bios, to all of our socials, and then there's also a link to our Patreon page. Our patrons, we love our patrons. We appreciate those patrons. We look forward to their support, and their support does make a lot of things happen. We'll continue to make those things happen. So if you want to see us make further advancements, by all means, become a supporter of Patreon and help us out there as we try to continue to make exciting and entertaining information. Wow. Is it information or game news? Let's just go with game news.
Banter.
That works too.
Hullabaloo.
That is all the stuff that you can find on our website, and we appreciate everyone out there.
Absolutely fantastic. And we are also sponsored by Game Toppers. So go check them out at Game Toppers LLC. They have some fantastic products to convert any surface into an epic and amazing game surface. So please go check them out. And even if you don't need the full table, they've got some incredible mats. We take tables to SaltCON, of course, but we also just pack mats and some of the accessories and great things you can find over there. So you owe it to yourself to at least just go check out the website, GameToppersLLC.com. They've got something for everyone.
Well, looking at my watch, it still looks like Highlight 30.
Yeah,
Highlight 30 hasn't gone away.
That hasn't changed.
No. Yeah, I'm going to jump in first. How about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Have you ever found yourself, Doug, sitting at game night and think, man, I like dominoes. Not the pizza, the game.
Oh,
But
well,
I wish it had. You have?
yeah.
Okay.
For the pizza.
Oh, for the pizza? Well, you might not be... this might not change your mind, but
Okay.
I enjoy this. But have you ever thought, I like dominoes, but I wish it had more color and without all that weird math? That frustrates me.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
if that's your thoughts,
It's not, but
if it could be your thoughts, I
Somebody's
got
thoughts.
something in mind for you.
okay.
So we are going to talk about Chromino.
Chromino.
Chromino is designed by Louis Abram and published by Asmodee. At its core, it is an abstract tile placing game. But you are not building a mighty empire or leading a band of adventurers. You're simply trying to get rid of the tiles that are in your hand. The game plays 1 to 8 players. The box says it takes about 30 minutes, and even with 8 players, that's actually pretty good time, as long as you don't suffer from Chromino AP, which can creep in.
Really?
Because
Okay.
there are a lot of options.
Oh, no.
The components of Chromino are really simple but nice. You got some big chunky wooden tiles, and these tiles look just like you would expect a domino, except for it has 3 sections. So it's going to have 3 color squares that are on that Chromino. They're nice. They feel great in your hand. They're satisfying weight. They have a satisfying weight to them. Colors are vibrant, easy to distinguish. The game also comes with a bag. That's always nice, right? Put all those in there, helps mix them up in there. A few plastic racks to hold them. Nice little touch to the game.
Okay.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Chromino is incredibly simple. A game of pattern matching. Each player starts with a hand of 8 tiles, so 8 Chrominos, and the goal is to be the first player to run out of tiles. On your turn, you must place 1 tile from your hand onto the board, somewhere in the shared tableau there. But with one key rule, your tile has to touch at least 2 other tiles on the board. And the colors of those tiles must match perfectly to the tiles that they're touching to. So very much like dominoes, right? You can't just, you have to follow that path and match up those tiles. For example, if your tile is red, blue, and green, the red square must touch a red square, and either the blue or green must touch a blue or green. So it's really simple, and if you can't make that move, then you're just going to draw a tile out of the bag and try to place that. And so if you can't play that tile that you draw, you just add it to your pool, and then it goes around the table. That's it. So the first person to run out of tiles wins. I like the accessibility of this game. This game is a perfect gateway game. It's a game for new players. It's a game for family night. The rules can be taught in under 5 minutes and get everyone playing almost immediately. The welcome challenge to the game is that it is simple, but it does have some complexity strategy-wise. Simple to learn, not so easy to master. So it does have, for Andy's out there, it does have a little bit of a take that element where all those tiles are actually visible, so you know what people have, and so you can actually try to absorb or block people from placing out their tiles, which is a little bit of a, kind of gives you a bad taste, but the game is pretty short. You're not necessarily going to team up on one person because you're really only worried about the person that is, you're only going to be able to block the person that's after you. While the game is very accessible, it is very light. So for seasoned gamers, not necessarily going to be the game that you drove 30 minutes to play. If you're looking for a deep strategy game, this is not it.
1.24.
Yeah,
on the complexity
very, very
scale.
simple. This is very polarizing, and it is very luck driven. If you draw a tile and you can't place it, you're just adding more tiles to your pool.
Wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah.
and if you do that again and again, which I have done, then yeah, it is kind of a bummer. Overall, this is still a fantastic game for young families. It is a fantastic game for casual get-togethers, your non-gamer friends. It is a game for a filler game. It is a game that I would like to say it's a game I'd buy, but it's definitely not a game I'm playing every night. It kind of has a unique opportunity to pull that game off the game shelf.
Nice.
But that's Chromino.
I grew up playing a lot of Cardinal Train and the Crow's Foot with the dominoes, 1 to 12 or 1 to 15 set dominoes. It's a little hard for me to see, dominoes and not want to play the games I grew up with.
Right.
That said, this does look like it would be maybe a fun game when you have friends over who still want to, like, they want to play something casual at the table while they're still talking and doing other things and maybe, have a little bit more of a casual experience. So very interesting.
Yeah, it's a game that I pick up mostly because it's a quick game that I can play with my wife, and it's going to fit very nicely in her wheelhouse. It's simple enough for Lydia, but I think Lydia enjoys a nice theme challenge.
Yeah.
There is not much of a theme in the game, but it is simple and bright, and and so there's the Mordano.
I know which one you're talking about, but that's not it.
Yeah, that's not the name. But anyways, the color tile where you're matching you're overlaying your cards on top. Mondrain, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's a very simple game. This kind of fits into that same wheelhouse, except for there's no moving pieces on the tiles or the cards.
Very cool. Fantastic. Well, let me, Nathan, ask you some questions.
All right.
Do you like pickup and delivery?
That's one of my favorite elements.
Okay. Do you like programming games?
I do. I'm not very good at them, but I do enjoy the challenge of them.
Okay. Do you like a fun fantasy setting?
I do.
Okay. Do you like asymmetric powers?
Oh, I love asymmetric powers.
And do you like being able to upgrade your character or faction?
I'm excited. What are we playing?
Well, that's awesome, Nathan, because TREOS is marketed as all of those things.
Oh, yeah.
This is a game from Lookout Games designed by Arne Asdiemsiepen and with art by Gabriel Campagnolo. Okay. We played this here at your house for game night. It was me, you,
and Andy
Lydia,
Rockwood.
And Andy Rockwood. And he taught this.
Yes.
It was very generous of him. And basically, in this game, you have a little deck of cards, and each one of those cards has a low number value and a symbol. Some don't have a symbol because they'd be wild, but they have a symbol that's going to represent like a road or like a dirt path or a river.
Right.
Okay. And out on the board, you've got little nodes, and they're connected by various path types of, you guessed it, roads, dirt pathways, and rivers.
Right. Okay.
And so what you're going to do is there's deck building tiny bit, right? Because you have this deck, you're going to flip 5 cards out. I think you get to choose one to cycle. You can either discard it or you can put it back on top of your deck. And then you're going to put 4 face down in front of you. These are your movement cards. Okay. First one you reveal, you're not going to use for movement. It has a little number in the corner, and that is going to determine who goes first in the round.
Oh, that's right.
But
I remember this.
But typically, the better the number on that card that'll make you go first in round, I can't remember if it's higher or lower. Those are going to be your better cards for movement too.
Right.
So you got to make kind of a choice,
Am I
do I want to go
later?
first, or do I want to use this card for great movement? Okay, yeah. But you're going to leave 4 of those cards out, meaning you're going to get 3 cards to move with, but one of them is going to be used to move an outlaw out somewhere out on the board, because there's a number of outlaws that can block paths. Okay.
Right. Because two pieces of wood cannot be in the same place.
Correct. Yeah. Whether it's you or the outlaws, they can't be in the same place, and you can't pass through them, so they block paths.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But like, people don't know, because this is all hidden, and you have these little chips that go over the top that show which ones you're going to use for movement and which one's the outlaw. And then everyone's going to turn and reveal, and everyone's going to, okay, who goes first? And then, they're going to go through and execute their programming and move their guy around. And basically, it's a pick up and deliver game. You're going around and you're trying to deliver certain goods, and the first person to essentially make 20 coins wins the game.
Right.
Okay. Deep breath here. Okay. This is unfortunately a game that really failed to deliver on most of its promises.
It picked up a lot, but it didn't deliver a lot.
It really did. It severely overstayed its welcome, and I think that was its big failing. Yeah.
But I think if it had gone to maybe 10 or 15 points, it would have been better.
Yeah. Yeah. The theme is so generic, it's almost throwaway. It's like this fantasy art and all this stuff, but it's totally throwaway. You could have set this anywhere. Does not matter.
Right.
At all whatsoever. The 4 of us playing at the table, I think it took us almost 3 hours to get through it.
Oh, that's right.
And that was, that was I was here for 4 hours, and it was the only game we played. So I'm giving a little bit of room there for fluff time and for the teach. So, it was like 3 hours of play for this game that probably wouldn't have been that bad if it had taken maybe 30 minutes.
Right.
So those were kind of its big egregious things. The other thing is the programming got so old, like it just didn't really work. It was fun, like right at the beginning, but unless you upgraded your cards, the programming kind of sucked. And the only way to upgrade your cards was to complete deliveries. It was the rewards on the deliveries. And so in my opinion, it had a real runaway leader problem, because the sooner somebody can get a delivery that'll give them an upgrade to their deck, then the sooner they're actually moving around the board a lot more and doing all these things. It boasted asymmetric powers. I felt like some of them were so much better than others. Like Andy's ability, his character ability was basically to wrap the board. Like he could go off the one edge and pop onto the other. And if you like, as far as movement goes, that was so overpowered. That was amazingly powerful, especially for the delivery aspect, because you could just jump from one side to the other relatively quick and move across, deliver your goods, take your rewards, gain your coins, whatever. That was a little bit frustrating. Now, you had a really great asymmetric power that we realized you were playing wrong.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 rounds into it, which is fine. I don't really think it actually would have made much of a difference.
I think it's just because I managed to use that power to such an effective way. It wasn't overpowered, Doug.
You weren't
was
there.
The other Andy.
Dang it.
The other Andy.
Wrong Andy.
So
it must be the name.
Yeah.
It must be.
So Andy Rockwood had a really, and there's the jump in that we were talking about earlier. So now we have an Andy Holiday with us.
We beamed him in.
Yeah, we beamed him in, and he's here, which is fantastic. So anyway, this was a game that had a lot of promise. It was a game that I think really failed to deliver. I really struggle with this. This is definitely a don't recommend for me. How did you feel about it? You were there, and I could tell it wasn't catching you. My wife didn't care for it much.
Was she there playing too?
Yeah. Yeah, she came to you at that, which was kind of unfortunate.
It was, yeah. It's always a bummer when she comes to a flop of a game night.
Yeah.
I feel bad about this game on actually a couple of levels, because we had a community auction, and they were auctioning off all sorts of things, lawn mowing, there was baked goods, all sorts of stuff that they were trying to raise for some youth camps. And I brought this game because I had 2 copies of it, and big surprise there, Andy. I know.
Dang it, beat me to it.
But I almost asked why you had 2 copies of it, and then I was like, nope, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
2
matter.
copies of so
only
many
2.
things.
Yeah, only 2. But there was a bidding war for this game between 2 families that were at this event as well, and the game ended up being sold for $90.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, at least it was a good cause.
If you just think about it like it was good for charity.
Yeah. So it was...
was Dave's wife Adrian there bidding?
Yeah, no.
Because that's what she'll do. She'll pay 3 times the price for something.
Yeah, no, it was... It is one that is on my shelf and in shrink, and probably will get cold. Because there was a lot of elements that were picked up, and like you said, or one of us said, I can't remember if I said it or you said it, there was a lot picked up, but not much delivered.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, yeah.
Not much delivered on this pickup and delivery game.
Yeah.
So
it, not every game's a winner, but I still enjoyed the table time. I enjoyed the company for sure.
It's always fun to just get together,
but
definitely.
Yeah. It's one that will not be sticking around. So, and it does have a BGA implementation that I probably won't play.
If you were to invite me, I would decline.
Yeah, but if somebody invites me or somebody says, I'll totally play.
I'll
play
too.
anything. Yes, you will.
Okay.
That's why I won't even offer you, Andy.
Wow.
Or a game to you.
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah.
Hurts.
All right. Now that you're here, Andy,
what he will sell you a copy for $90.
I will. Yeah. For you, $85.
Wow. I came in halfway through this explanation, and I might be sold. I mean, it sounds like a game that everybody hated, and
you'll like it for some reason.
It sounds awesome. Yeah.
It did have asymmetric powers.
Okay.
And
it sounds like
pickup delivery.
Sounds like it had very asymmetric powers.
Yes.
Asymmetric in how powerful those asymmetric powers were.
And asymmetric powerful.
And a rich thematic fantasy setting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's move on to my highlight before I get cornered into this thing here. All right.
$80. $80 for you, Andy.
Moving on.
Oh.
All right. So I got to play Inori, Richie taught us this the other day, and it was a very interesting worker placement game.
It is interesting.
That's a word for it.
Yeah.
I like Inori.
It was, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fun. I would probably play it again. I thought it was interesting enough to play again. So it's you're placing your workers either on one of the cards that are out on the board and gaining whatever you cover up, or you're placing one of your workers on one of the locations that's printed on the board. Now, places that are printed on the board typically are more powerful than the ones on the cards, but you have to place it on the cards in order to score that card, and you're going to score the colors if all of the worker locations get filled up. Now, there are some cards that will score if all the worker locations don't get filled up. So their cards are always going to cycle. Whether they will get replaced by the same color or a different color will determine on whether those worker locations were filled. I liked the fact that there was some strategy involved. I found it difficult, and I think everybody did in a 4-player game anyway, to try to figure out who was going to do what. But that was our first play. Definitely didn't win, but it was close. I mean,
Did Richie win?
No, Richie lost.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Richie and I have played this game a ton.
Yeah, he lost. Andy Rockwood won, followed closely by Dave and then myself. But we were all within like 5 points of the person in front. So it wasn't too much of a shellacking. I mean, if you look at where Richie was versus Andy Rockwood, and yeah, Richie got his butt kicked.
Oh, good. Richie could tolerate some of that.
Yeah. Anyway, overall, it was an interesting game. Not my favorite worker placement game, but it was fast. I think it would be a great filler game. You got a game at the table that people are about an hour away from playing or from finishing. Yeah, I played that game.
Yeah. I came up with this rating scheme for me. You guys can employ whatever rating scheme you want to use. But I said for me, is a game that I'm going to keep and play often. So it's a keep and play, or keep and play occasionally, or I bought it, played it once, cold it, or that's a nice game, but I won't be playing that one.
But I'm going to keep it anyway.
Shut up.
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand your rating system.
No. So it falls to or in the keep, right? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to play it often. I'm going to keep it, play it occasionally, right? It's not something that is like, whoa, but it's something I enjoyed. Okay. Inori falls into that.
Okay.
Or it's something that I got and played and thought, that was great. TREOS. But I'm going to get rid of it.
Glad I played it once.
Yeah, I'm glad I played it once, and I'm no longer excited about that game. Or somebody talks about some game that took 4 hours to play, except for that was TREOS. Yeah,
but I was
gonna say, and it's just like nothing of that game perks my interest. So it's thanks, but I'm out of that game. So that's my 4 ranking system. You guys can employ whatever ranking system you want.
I think you missed one.
What's that?
It's been sitting on the shelf too long and shrink, so I've just got to make some space game.
Well, but I can't rate it.
Sure,
because I haven't played it.
That's a rating. It's okay. Well, I didn't care enough about it to unshrink it and play it, so I'm just going to call it, and then have regret afterwards.
Yeah, life. I live in the world of regret, and the world of I'm missing out, and the world of I bought too many games, which brings me back into regret. So it's a mad cycle.
It's this cycle, yeah.
It's just the motivation just keeps going, right? Regret, purchase, regret, purchase. But anyways.
With just enough play
to keep
it from being a total death spiral.
It just fuels it, right? It's just it makes it fun.
Yeah. Hey, so it's a cycle, not a funnel. There's enough play to stop it from being a funnel.
Yeah. There we go.
There. Yeah. Wow. That was a whole interesting segment there.
Well, thanks for telling us about your unique rating system.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, you guys employ whatever you want to employ.
And we will. And we will.
Yeah. And actually, honestly, I don't know if I'll remember that for next time. So
this is my patent pending, Nathan approved ranking system that I may remember.
Yeah. So there's that. Anyways,
if only there was a recording you could go back and listen to.
Yeah, or I should make some notes.
There we go.
And refer to those notes.
Maybe so.
All right, I'm going to talk about another game, an oldie but a classic.
Okay.
Is it a classic?
It's not a classic yet.
It's one that I'm going to tell you the ranking right now. It's one that I own. I'm going to keep, but play occasionally. So what do you get when you combine adorable bunnies, majestic castles, and ruthless quests for global domination?
Killer bunnies.
Killer bunnies.
No, it's not Killer Bunnies. This is much better. This is Bunny Kingdom. It's a game of carrot farming, territory control, and a surprising strategic plan. And just to be clear, this is not Killer Bunnies.
You're right. It's way better than Killer
It
Bunnies.
is way better than.
But it may possibly be the bunny from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
It might, yes, yeah. Bring your holy hand grenade. Count to 3, not 4. Pull the pin first.
5
though.
is outright.
5 is, yeah, bad. So today we're going to hop on over to a game that is charming and clever. Bunny Kingdom is designed by none other than Richard Garfield, the designer who brought you Magic the Gathering and a whole slew of other games. This is published by Yellow Games. This is a card drafting game at its core. And there is area control, there's area control, and a surprising deep strategic layer. It is designed for 2 to 4 players, takes about 45 to 60 minutes.
It's got area control faux show.
It's not what I said, but it does.
Is it really that short? It seemed like such a much longer game than we played.
It's because you lost.
I did lose.
No, I was teaching 4 new players that, and we were playing the 5th player expansion, so which is part of the. I'm totally drawing a blank on that.
Why were we playing 4 players with the 5th player expansion?
So we were playing with 4 new players.
Oh, 4 new players. Okay,
we were playing 5 players.
I'm picking up what you're
4
putting
new
down.
players.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Faux shizzle.
So the components for Bunny Kingdom are pretty good. They're pretty top notch. The centerpiece of the game is this beautiful board, sprawled out, fantastic fantasy world. And you get a set of 160 little tiny bunnies. And they come in 4 different colors, plus some plastic castles, some resource tokens, and the cards themselves are full of excellent, delightful art of animals doing human things. So the table presence of this game is simple, but yet looks fantastic on the table. So the core mechanic of Bunny Kingdom is the card drafting. The game is played over 4 rounds, and in each round, you're going to receive a card of hands. You're going to choose 2
How about
cards.
a hand of cards?
That might be it too. And you're going to take that hand of cards. Card of hands. Hand of cards. Now you got me all doubting myself. You're going to take those cards and you're going to draft 2 of those cards and then pass the rest on. And in a 2-player game, you actually will draw a card from the draw pile. So there's a little bit of, as the cards go around the table, there's more information that is hidden. But once all the cards have been, after you draft a card, sorry, I'm going to go back to that. After you draft a card, most of these cards are going to be location cards. So you're going to put a bunny on a location, and then, or that card's going to be an action card that will allow you to place either a castle or do some actions at the end of the round. And then there are some cards that are going to give you end game scoring. So once all the cards have been drafted, you perform the actions at the end of the game, at the end of the 4 rounds, and then a scoring phase happens. You score points for each fiefdom or connected territories, and the resources you've gathered in those territories. And so it's a great math game. The number of resources that fiefdom creates, plus the size of the number of towers that are in that fiefdom, gives you your point for that fiefdom. The players with the most point at the end of the 4 rounds is crowned the king of the bunnies. Who doesn't want to be king of the bunnies?
Me?
Oh, sorry.
No,
I thought it was rhetorical.
Apparently, I don't
it
want
was
to
rhetorical.
because I've lost every time I've played this.
Yeah,
Lost
you have.
miserably every time I've played this game. Apparently, I don't.
I believe that. So this is a great card drafting game. The engine that gives the game its appeal and pizzazz, great, does it well. Satisfying puzzle pieces. It's simple but strategic. Scales well for different player counts, and it's fun. The bad thing is, like Andy has given us a strong example of, it has a pretty steep learning curve. You've played it twice, I believe.
Twice, yeah.
But nowhere near each other.
Right.
And so when you're not playing it consistently, it is a challenge to remember.
Yeah, Nathan destroyed us every time.
Yeah. And so Dave and I have been playing a lot of this lately, and so far we've actually pretty neck and neck with the win to loss ratio. But and we've just been playing it 2 players, a challenge that way. But some of the downsides of it's a drafting game, right? So you have and you will be doing counter drafting, because there are cards that you see that you most definitely do not want your opponents to get. Am I going to allow Andy to get 20 points and me not get anything? Or am I going to allow Andy to get 20 points for me to get 4 points? So you have to debate that, and so that's kind of the downside to the game. So there's calculated risks that you got to be aware of.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of us probably did lose the game, is we didn't counter draft. We drafted to build what we wanted rather than counter drafting.
Yeah. And I think all of us did that. And that's where with my experience, I didn't go out of my way to demolish in that game. But as Julie would say, I was a very bad teacher, because I was drastically ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
But anyways, most of the player interaction, besides the counter drafting, is very indirect. It's really kind of a solo play on the same board.
There's a little bit of a race to get to locations.
Yeah. But that's all in the drafting and the counter drafting.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a highly confrontational game, thinking, oh, this has got the counter drafting, it's not really that either. So this is fairly light. It is fairly simple. And it is, I would say, a casual, friendlier style game. This is a game that, like I said already, I will keep, have it on my shelf. I'll play it occasionally. But yeah, it's not amazing, but it's not bad either.
And it's not Killer Bunnies.
And it's definitely not Killer Bunnies, which is really bad. Really, really bad. And unfortunately, I didn't really realize how bad that was until I bought almost all of it. And I played several times and thought it was fun until my eyes were open.
Did you get rid of it?
I think so. I don't know if it's still around here.
Killer Bunnies is no mo.
No mo.
I still have it.
Do you?
Oh.
Yeah. I need to give it to some unsuspecting victim.
Yeah, I just gave it to the thrift store, I think.
Yeah. It's like,
I think that's where mine went to.
Yeah. Does anybody else have another highlight they want to talk about?
I will have one more highlight.
All right.
So my daughter, who is down in Flagstaff, was meeting with a family, and they got invited to dinner. So they were sitting, and she noticed they had a game shelf.
Oh, nice.
And so she's like, oh, she's got looking at it. She's like, oh, those aren't like the normal games. Like she's like, oh, they have Azul, and they have, so she's like, okay, well, cool. I'm going to ask. So she's like, so you guys like board games? Like, oh, we love board games. We have a whole closet full of them.
A whole closet.
And
How cute.
And I guess her companion knows, and her companion looks sideways at her. And my daughter is a very, very sweet, kind person. She's like, I didn't have the heart to tell them that they don't have a lot of board games. She's like, I'm used to like a lot. But she's like, yeah, you guys have a great collection. And she was very, very gracious. But she was excited that there was actually someone down there that like play games. She's been struggling they've been playing some very simple games on their days off down there. But she has not been able to even get like Force Shuffle out because
really?
There's just nobody that has the gaming capacity. Let's just put it that way. It was kind of fun to hear her tell me the story about how she finally met some gamers and then was kind of thought it was cute that they were all sorts of excited about their vast collection.
Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere, right?
My collection was in a closet once too.
Mine was too.
Yeah,
mine totally was. And to my wife's dismay, she thought it was getting way too crowded. And look what we have now. It's in a whole room, and I'm ready to commandeer another
whole basement.
I am trying to do the same thing, Andy. So fun tangent. When we were moving, and we were looking for houses. That was always my thrill. Is you're going through these houses that people live in, right?
Oh yeah.
And so, a lot of their life is just on display there. And so I'm always curious. I'm looking at pictures. I'm looking at just memorabilia of people. And then I'd always love to come across a game closet. And I'm like, oh, okay. See what they have.
It's always that hall closet.
Yeah.
The above part, where
Yeah,
they've just got,
above the shelf. Yeah.
yeah, Monopoly and Operation up there.
Yep. But we went to one house and they had this huge 15,000 piece puzzle that they had put together and framed and mounted to their wall and next to their game shelf. And they had a good collection of games. And I thought about leaving a card saying Meeple Nation was here, but they probably didn't know who we were. But anyways.
Just would have come off as creepy.
Yeah, it would have come off as creepy.
Meeple Nation, what in the world?
Yeah. But yeah, maybe they're a listener. Maybe there's somebody's just like, that's my house.
Maybe
If it is, give us a high five.
give us a high five via email.
Via email. Absolutely. All right. Any other highlights before we move on?
No.
All right, let's talk about some upcoming news. This is all exciting. What do we got, Andy? Or no, what do we got, Douglas? What do you got?
Apparently, the unstoppable force that is Ryan Lockett, the guy just doesn't sleep, because it seems like he's got new stuff coming out all the time. But I did just notice that he has announced a new game called Song of Silveranth, and it does look pretty cool. This is one that will probably be kickstarted later in the year. And then we probably won't see this until like 2027 as a delivery. And right now it's just a cover, but the cover does look cool. And if you'll indulge me for just a second here, this is the setup. One brisk morning, while he was working at the family glass blowing factory, uniformed soldiers trampled in with their muddy boots and arrested your father. He was hauled off to debtor's prison with a massive sum of silver between him and freedom. Now the house, the family farm, and the glassblowing factory are under threat of being seized by the local lord. You have but 30 days to find a solution, aided by old family friends, glassworks employees, and perhaps even unsavory sellswords from the nearest street corner. You'll never get enough money selling glass, though perhaps, if you're desperate enough, you might make the journey north to the legendary Dragon of Havoc, a godlike being who sometimes grants aid to those of worthy heart. Anyway, I think that's a cool setup. I think that, one thing Ryan Lockett does really well are these little story moments, these quests, right? These things that he's kind of set up that you're going to go out and do. And what I think is kind of cool about this is it's a cooperative game. It's open world. It's narrative. This is something that Ryan Lockett does really well. So think very much along the lines of Sleeping Gods or Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, where you're going to get together with your friends and take on some treacherous quests and try to save your father and the family from ruin by paying off his debts.
Well, good. Sometimes you got to rely on family.
I mean, you got to have something to set up the quest, right? But, then the intrepid explorers / heroes go out and find themselves along, come back better people than when they started.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Or get burned to a crisp by a dragon.
Either way, you got to go out in glory.
That's right.
in a blaze of
in
glory?
A blaze of glory. Yes.
Anyway, I just think this looked really cool, and I'm a big fan of Ryan Lockett. I'm a big fan of his art, and man, he just keeps cranking games out.
Yeah,
a lot of good games.
It's amazing because he does the art, the writing, the design. He and his wife do it all.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially for how many games he pumps out in succession of the others. Yeah, it is impressive, and he does a great job with them.
All right, Andy, what do you got?
All right, so this is a Jamie Stegmaier game called Vantage. It's a cooperative game. Have we already talked about this?
No.
Okay.
No. Just saw it on the shelf the other day.
Oh.
Is that the one we saw?
On your shelf?
No, not on my shelf.
Sorry, I had to ask. I just had to clarify here.
Nope.
It may be sitting on mine, though.
Just saw it on the shelf. On your shelf? Yeah, I just didn't know how it got there. It just showed up.
It waltzed in.
If I had $1 for every time that happened, I could buy another game.
All right, well, it plays in 120 to 180 minutes. This is a fully cooperative game. Best at 2, but it plays 1 to 6. Kind of a midweight 2.41 game. And so Vantage it's an open world non-campaign adventure game that features an entire planet to explore. So a lot of exploration. So players can communicate while they're scattered across the world. So the premise is you begin the game in an intergalactic vessel heading towards an uncharted planet. And then you crash onto the planet and everybody's separated. And you have to find your way back to each other. So you have to reunite with your team in order to win. You're basically looking at things in first person. You can see you can see where you are, and you're trying to find your teammates. But there are a ton of cards in this game. There's just a ton, and every one of them is unique. So you're trying to communicate with the other players, support other players, but the distances that you are separated are vast. So there's a lot of hidden information you're trying to communicate to just figure out how to plot that path to get back to each other. So there's 3 different winning conditions. And then I don't know how I feel about this, but I would say a soft winning condition. So there's a
win's a win, right?
A mission victory, a destiny victory, or an epic victory. So an epic victory is where you get both the mission and the destiny victory. But then it says, and you may define success and Vantage through anything you pursue and achieve. So, hey, we flipped a card over. We won. So, I mean, if that's what you're trying to get out of it, or if maybe the victory is you just had a good time. But this isn't a campaign. There are no expansions to this. This is just a standalone game. It has a few, like some metal coin accessories that you can get. But so it'll be interesting to see if this stands the test of time. But they're saying that every game will be a little bit different because there's just a ton of cards.
Yeah.
So as you explore it, that you're not going to get the same experience every time. So hopefully that rings true. Doug, I'm excited that you have this.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get it to the table this week, actually. I was reading the rules just the other day. Got about halfway through them. This looks like a really, really fun game.
Yeah, it looks intriguing. So, yeah,
I'm way excited.
Yeah, and I know you, Nathan, you're a big exploration junkie.
I love exploration.
Well, exploration and discovery is super high with this. And here's the thing, like each card, you talk about each card being unique. Each card has like a color-coded sort of option list on the side of how you can interact with it too. So it's not just that it provides like a unique story moment or a unique vantage or whatever it is, but you can also choose how you want to interact with it. And like all these different ways you can, like they're kind of color coded, but each color sort of represents a general thing, right? Like the purple, for example, is like observation or looking, right? It's what I'm looking at or seeing kind of thing. And so every card, one card might have in that purple band, it might have an option to just observe what happens. Some might have a spy. I'm going to spy on the people in this scene or whatever. Some might have like I'm going to scan it, right? Or I'm going to search, those types of things. And so every card gives you sort of a different option, and there's like 6 of these color bands to choose from. So even if you, in a later game, were to revisit that, you could pick a different option and have a totally different outcome to that sort of moment, in the game, right?
You visit that particular location.
That particular location can be interacted with in so many different ways.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So I'm glad that one of us has it, so we can try it out.
Yeah,
excellent.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Well, did you go, Douglas, already?
Yeah, he was first.
I talked about Songs of Silveranth.
That's right. I was there. So I have a garden game. I love being out in my garden. Doug works out in a garden. I don't know if he likes being out in a garden after work.
Not after work.
Not after work. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I've seen these already. I've seen flowers today. I don't need to see flowers again.
Don't need to see them at my house. That's for sure.
Yeah. So welcome to the serene world of Pergola. Pergola is a beautiful crafted game by Readable Studios. It invites you to trade the hassle of your daily life for the tranquil art of gardening, which for me, I love my gardening. This game is a peaceful strategic journey where you cultivate a vibrant garden, plant flowers, attract charming insects, because what insect is not charming?
I can think of a few.
Yeah, me too. But we're talking about charming ones here.
Okay. Ooh, good.
Yeah. This is a game that is as much of a work of art as it is a delightful puzzle. Perfect for families, nature lovers, and anyone seeking a calm, low-stress gaming experience. Pergola is a true gem. This game is a 1 to 4 player game. Typically runs about 45 to 60 minutes, the box says. It's all about making ideal choices for a relaxing game. Action drafting game where you're gonna pick tool out of the tool chest, and you're gonna take some actions that are related to that tool and
Build a garden.
out your garden. Yeah.
That's kind of a cool mechanism. I like that.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. The garden, so everybody has your own garden, right? So I got my garden that I'm trying to beautify. You guys have your garden that you're trying to beautify, and you're going to score points. It's very much a point salad game. It's got a long laundry list of ways to score points. The theme stands out very much as a garden theme and embraces it. You have the summer gardens of Azul or the Queen's Garden. The Queen's Garden?
Yes.
It doesn't give you a garden vibe. This is definitely going to give you a garden vibe. Player interaction, I'm not sure how much player interaction you're going to have with this game. Sounds like it's pretty much a solo. Everybody's kind of playing solo. Maybe just what you're drafting becomes a...
Unless you draft the tool somebody wants and then they yell at you.
Yeah, they'll let you know. So in essence, Pergola is a great game, easy to learn. So it says, offers a surprising amount of depth and strategic choice. So this is one that I'm going to acquire. And actually, going back to my rules, sorry, tangent. So a 6th rating on my games.
We're already
Here we go.
Is it kind of goes back to the regret. It's the I wish I would have backed.
Oh, yeah. Tiny Triple Cars all over again?
Or
Thunder Road Vendetta?
Thunder Road Vendetta, or the game you just talked about,
Vantage.
Vantage.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. It sounds like
You're going to just find it and pick it up later anyway. It doesn't matter.
I'm not going to do that until after I've played it.
There's not a lot of upgrades with this, though. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see. But anyways,
you'll be fine.
Pergola's great.
You have to understand that if you get a game and Nathan likes it, he's going to buy it, whether you have it or not. So
that's true. You keep it at your house.
I know. And you have issues with needing it at your house all the time, even though it'll just sit and collect dust. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, it does put the onus on you to then teach the rules.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
Thanks.
He just outsources that to other people. Richie and Brad.
I've noticed more of that lately, actually.
I've taught several games.
You have. I'm so proud of you.
But I do have a pretty deep pool, so I do try to outsource that a little bit. But back to Pergola. It's gonna be great.
Looks like there's a central board in this too. So you have your player boards, have your garden, and then a central board as well.
I wonder if Nathan will pick up 2 copies of this.
Maybe.
I wonder. Stranger things have happened.
Much stranger.
I don't think I've ever picked up 3 copies of a game without intentionally having
Challenge
somebody in
accepted.
Seafall.
Okay. No, I only had 2 copies of Seafall.
What about Pandemic Season 1?
Okay, I had intentions with that. I had intentions of people to play with, and we've played all of my Pandemic Season 1 copies.
This is sounding like justification. I had intentions.
It's not a funnel. It's a cycle.
Okay.
Enough games get played.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right. Anyways.
Okay.
Somebody else go. Everybody else got any games? Is that it? We're out.
we definitely have more to talk about.
Yeah. So, okay. We've talked about, Brass Birmingham. This is a game that people love.
Yeah.
I think you still have yet to play it, Nathan.
Correct.
Andy and I played it once. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I did think it was good, and I would like to play it again. I think Andy and I were both agreed that it's just kind of we didn't really see after one play why it would be like the number 1 game of all time, but it was enjoyable. So, we'd play it again. I have heard that if you're going to play one of the 2 Brass games, you play Birmingham, right? Lancashire, I think, is very similar, maybe has a few differences. I don't know what they all are, but people who know Brass have said, hey, if you're just going to play one, just play Birmingham. So I'm just going to trust the community knows what they're talking about there. Although Lancashire is also very highly rated. So these are both really beloved, amazing games. And I guess maybe I've just kind of missed the Brass boat, so to speak. We've got a new announcement, or recent announcement, I should say, the Brass Pittsburgh. So we've got a 3rd Brass game coming. And I don't know. This is one that you guys can tell me how excited you are for it. As somebody who has played the one time, I don't know, but I think this is going to make a lot of people really excited. And it's already like number 1 or 2 on the BGG hotness.
Oh,
like I think people are going crazy over some more brass play, which is great.
it is number 1 on the hotness currently.
But I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe we need to try this one.
This is in America now, right? So this is the steel belt of America. So we're jumping from Europe over to America. Maybe that'll make us American gamers happy or something. I'm not sure.
I think we need to try Brass Birmingham again, and then maybe try some of the others. One of the other 2. Maybe we try Pittsburgh. Which one is it? Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Maybe
we try Pittsburgh after, because we got to get Nathan to play Brass Birmingham first, and then we jump into Pittsburgh.
That's true. So I mostly bring this up because, again, I'm not sure that I totally understand what the brass fervor is all about. But I would doubt that this is the last title we see, especially if the first 2 are in the top, so successful and in the top, 20 or so for both of them.
I'm wondering if there's just some depth we've missed because it was our first play.
Totally. And that's completely possible. So I'm going to pose this to our listeners. If you're a big brass fan, let us know, like drop us a line and tell us what we're missing or what we need to be looking for. Right. Cause we did like it. It's not like we didn't like the game. We did like it, but what is like the thing about it that makes it like the greatest game of all time? Let us know. I mean, I really actually am curious about the answer to that question. Yeah. So anyway, Brass Pittsburgh coming sometime, probably next year. On BGG, it has it listed as a 2026 game.
Okay.
And it already has 25 ratings.
I love that.
I don't know who is out doing that, but just like stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Hasn't been played. Or no, we played not the demo copy, the prototype. We're already running long. Andy, what do you got?
All right. So I have a new Lord of the Rings game to talk about. Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship.
Oh, this is, I'm anxiously waiting for my copy of this.
Yeah, so it actually looks really good. It's interesting. So you're members of the Fellowship. As members of the Fellowship and the allies who raise to aid them, you must embark on a journey that may either save or doom Middle-earth. You will navigate the world beset by shadow where every choice forges a new path. The threads of destiny weave together, and the fate of the free peoples lies in your valor, friendship, and resolve. Will the One Ring be cast into the fire, or will the bearer be lost to despair? So this is a cooperative game, and each player is going to control 2 characters. And you're going to lend your unique abilities to protect Frodo, and then battle enemies on the pivotal locations on within Middle-earth. Also, while you're doing this, you're going to be evading the Nazgul and trying to evade the Eye of Sauron. So each playthrough is going to present new challenges. So there's 24 different objectives, 14 different events, and 13 playable characters in this game. You win as a group. Like I said, it's fully cooperative, or you lose, and that means Frodo loses all hope and you lose the game. So yeah, hopefully this ends up being a good one. The artwork looks pretty cool. The map looks extensive, and there's a lot going on. It looks kind of busy. So
yeah, it does look busy, but it looks cool.
So this uses the pandemic.
It does.
Base.
Yeah.
So this is a game I've actually played on BGA.
Nice.
For me, who takes turn-based games, does not work on BGA for me. If you're meeting with somebody and you're playing this game live, you've gathered together for a game night, probably works out great. Corey, Brad, and myself have tried to play this 3 or 4 times, and we lost terribly.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We lost horrendously.
So there is a challenge to it.
Very much a challenge to it. I mean, it does take that whole pandemic where the shadow is growing and you have to manage the shadow. And if you're not managing the shadow and you're not communicating about managing the shadow, you are overwhelmed.
Nice.
And so it does take that pandemic element and blends it very well with the Middle-earth.
It'll be interesting to see how they implement this. Re-implement the pandemic system. I'm not a huge fan of Pandemic, the base game. Very much enjoyed the legacy versions of Pandemic. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and how it differs, and if the theme is enough to carry it through, if it's just Pandemic with a new skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like the base game of Pandemic, I think it's really good. We played it so much.
Yeah.
Right. For us, it was just so played that I think it kind of lost something. Some of these Pandemic system games, though, I've really enjoyed. Like I actually thought that the World of Warcraft Pandemic system game was excellent. Thought it was great. In fact, I'd love to play it again sometime. I've heard that the Star Wars one is really good.
Yeah, Andy and I played the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Yep.
And this so far has pretty good ratings. So
Yeah.
I think depending on the implementation, right, you can kind of take that system and twist it and turn it into something that's thematic and fun and feels, you still have some of that familiarity, but it's different enough that you feel like you're having a fresh experience.
Absolutely. Well, all right. That is we're kind of out of time. So we're gonna stop right there unless somebody else has got something else they want to mention.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh,
fast. Super
Okay,
fast.
go.
I think we need to have a little conversation about Star Wars Battle of Hoth.
I'm so excited.
You have this
for
on pre-order, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is coming out later
2
this
copies
month,
of
right? So this episode
Two
drops.
copies, both for me. So just back off right now, okay?
Oh no, that is so awesome. I knew there was a reason I wanted to talk about this.
Both for me. I need
So-
both.
So this episode drops on the 20th. I think this comes out on I want to say the 29th, but this is right around the corner.
Right.
And we have to carve some time out
We will be covering some
because
time out
I'm
for
really
this.
excited about this game.
Yeah. It's the Memoir 44 mechanics, but Star Wars, the reason I bought 2 copies is because with, and I don't know for sure if Battle of Hoth even does what Memoir 44 does,
I hope it does.
I sure hope it does.
hope it does.
so that you can play a grand version. You combine 2 copies together and play a much grander version. I'm planning for that. Very much excited for this. And I love that this is just focused on the Battle of Hoth. For me, growing up, the Battle of Hoth was like the most amazing experience in Star Wars. The
Oh,
AT-ATs, even in Rogue One, where they're on the planet with a bubble around it. All of a sudden, there's walkers there again. And there's just something about sheer terror that having a giant Imperial walker come crushing into the scene. And so I'm way excited for this game. I am way excited for this game. Giddy.
Did you
Downright
get like
giddy?
Did you get like the epically huge version of this, like they have in there's like maybe it was just the prototype, but I'm looking at the photos of this. There's a like big version, like jumbo version of this. Maybe it was just the prototype for displays.
Well, I wonder if there's like a version of this where you can bring some of your big,
wow,
like Legion and some of those, your big models and stuff in and play with those, because that would also be very cool.
that makes this game look even more epic if you look at that board with all those huge miniatures rather than just the small ones like you would play with on Memoir 44, which some of those first images show. But when it looks like they're at a convention and that board is huge.
I want to see these pictures.
Now we got Nathan chasing a rabbit down a rabbit hole.
Wow, I don't know. Those cards look big and everything too. I don't know if that's just because all those pieces are not fitting in that box that's right there.
There's no way, but that's still a cool version.
Yeah, I want it. I want it.
So I'm scouring the forums here and looking at this. It does look like you can combine copies for 4 players.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yep. Recommended, like saying best at 2. But if you're going to add another one, they say definitely play with 4. It sounds like from what I'm reading here, it sounds like the 3-player rules are a little weird, but
Yeah,
you play it
it's
at 2 or 4.
definitely a team-based game.
Yeah.
Because there's either the Rebels or the Empire. There's no bounty hunters here.
Or you play 2 different battles at 2 different times and then switch and then switch and switch. So you get to play against everybody.
I'm on board.
Okay, as long as we're carving out some time for this, because this is a really hot game on my radar right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am way excited
I'm
about
positive
that
we will have more to say about it at a future date.
too. Yes. Coming to a highlight near you.
Excellent. Well, you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
All right, we're going to call that a wrap then. Until next time.
We'll see you drooling over Battle of Hoth. But don't do it on Hoth because that drool will freeze to your chinny chin chin. Then everybody will make fun of you.
Is that what it takes?
Well, no. Everybody makes fun of me anyways. Especially anybody who hears my little outro blurbs.
now I've got like the scene of like that kid from A Christmas Story sticking his tongue to the pole, except instead he's like sticking his tongue to like the AT-AT, metal on the leg, like oh,
being drugged.
Yeah, being drugged along. Yeah. Okay, at the game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/Meeple Nation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_Nation, or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.